Welcome to the One NFP Financials and Financials Lite training on understanding journals. There are several journals in the software and you'll use them for different reasons. For example, the general journal you can use for GL account to GL account transactions or GL to bank or bank to bank transfers. If you're entering something for a vendor though, you should only use the purchase journal or the payment journal. And if you're entering something for a customer, you'd use the sales journal and the cash receipt journal. But whichever journal you use, there are some basic rules that you need to understand, and I want to walk through those. Let's open the Gen Journal, where I have some examples. At the core, the most basic rule you need to understand is when you enter into a journal, you're entering a complete transaction. By this I mean you're entering both sides to the transaction. So in this example, this first line, example 1, I have a GL account, one of my revenue accounts, and if we scroll over here to the right, and under balance account, I have a bank account. So what I'm saying is I'm entering a receipt of a corporate gift, I'm crediting my revenue account, and I'm depositing money into the bank account. As far as the software is concerned, that's a complete transaction. It knows both sides of the entry and it is balanced. Let's move to these next 3 lines. This is a multi-line entry. In this case, I'm recording a couple of gifts of $1,000 each. I don't have a balance account over here because I'm actually entering the balancing information in a separate line. So $2,000 of gifts, $1,000 each on each line, and $2,000 going into the bank. This is also a complete entry. The software knows both sides of the transaction and it would post with no problem. So let's close this and let's open the purchase journal where I have some more examples to look at. So let's take a look at these first 2 lines. Example 4. I'm recording an invoice. I'm hitting a couple of different expense entries. If we come over to the right, there is no balance information. This first document would not post because we don't have the balance information. We don't know what vendor we're going to post to with this transaction. If we move to example 5, this is the same kind of thing. We've got an invoice with a couple of lines, but we have the balance entry so we know both sides of the transaction were balanced. 55 and 45 is $90. So this, example 5, would post. Let's open up another batch where I have some more examples. Example 6. As we saw before, I'm purchasing some office supplies. This time I have the vendor selected in the balance account information. If we scroll back over here, the software will look at this first line as a complete entry. We have the document number, we have the expense account, we have the balance information. That's complete. So when it moves to this second line, which has the same document number, it will fail. It will tell you that document number already exists. If you wanted to enter this, it would be a multi-line entry and you'd have the vendor as that third line for the total amount. So just a tip that you can't use the balance account on a multi-line transaction. Finally, let's use the cash receipt journal for another example. Here we are receiving some money from a customer. We have set up a couple of our donors as customers and we've sent them an invoice for some money they had pledged. They've sent us the money and we're depositing it into our bank account. We have put the invoice number over here in document. We've got our money, we've got our balance entry. The problem is the software uses document number to link related entries to know that a document is balanced. So this would actually fail because it looks at invoice 2A as a unique document and it's not balanced. So in this case, if you wanted to record some kind of number like invoice, you could copy that over to external document number, track that information in that field, which does post to your ledger, and then make the document number the same on all three lines. Then it would see it as a related balance transaction and you would be able to post. So there are a few tips on journals. Thank you very much and keep your eye out for more training.